Yeah, no, it does.
We are indeed. All right, guys. Welcome. This is going to be our NSL / ASL Rules beginning of the year, whatever you want to call it, video. So first things first, I want to start out by introducing us. So if anybody that doesn't know us, I'm July 4th, the owner of NSL ASL. If you have any questions, feel free to come to me, or anybody else. We got Rabbit here. He previously owned ASL, but responsibilities made him step down for a bit. Rabbit, I just want you to know you are completely out of the picture here, but that's fine if you just want people to see your shoulder. There you go, that's better. And Trending, who is taking over duties in ASL this year. He will be the owner / operator of ASL. So any questions, we're all in the ASL chat and NSL chat, but this is mainly directed towards the ASL people. If you have any questions, feel free to come to either three of us and we will give you the answer you need. The only one playing in ASL this year is Trending, but like I said, me and Rabbit are in the ASL chat. Me and Rabbit can resolve any issue you have. I think that's fine by all of us, right? Everybody agree there? Mm-hmm. All right, so let me start up by saying that this is our first thing on Skype. This is what we're switching over to. We use Google Hangouts. They shut it down, so bear with us if we have some bumps in the road issues. So anybody wanting to join future podcasts, please download Skype. It's just a Windows account, so if you have any sort of Windows anything, I think your Xbox Live, you have to have one, so if I'm not mistaken. So Skype, call in, give me your email, come in, and even if you don't want to use video, I think we can just call in. So no reason for people not to do podcasts this year. Moving to this, and I think it'll be fine. I don't see any issues. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to try and keep this quick, under 30 minutes. Hopefully, we can get this done. This is a must-watch video. Once you watch this, you're going to have to let us know that you watched this. That's for ASL and NSL. I'm going to start by getting the NSL stuff out the way first. Just make it real quick because you guys know what to do. Then I'm going to stick around for some stuff on ASL. So we're going to start off. When are we starting? I've been asked that question a lot. I know I posted in chat at least 1,000 times, but for some reason people are not reading. Make sure you guys have your notifications turned on for the league, especially notifications. You shouldn't mute the notifications. The only one posting in there is going to be me or Rabbit and NSL or Trending in ASL. So don't have it muted. Those are going to be important things that I need to know to make sure you're still part of the league, or you need to know so you don't come to us asking questions. Sorry about that, but let's move on from that. When are we starting? First week 1 roster updates. We do that every year. Most people know that, but there's still a lot of questions, even from vets that have been in the league 3 or 4 years now. When are we starting? Week 1 roster updates. We feel like it's the best roster to start the league with. You're not having a bunch of, you get to start the team with who your team starts the team with. So you start from there. We just always felt they usually throw out a patch right then. It's just the best time to start off the league with. Rabbit and Trending, you've been around for a while. There's no issues with that, right? Everything agree? Any comments on that? No.
Yeah, it's definitely the best one to use.
Do let the game get an update and fix some of the stuff that's wrong, like all the bugs and everything. So,
all right. Yeah. Go to Rabbit.
Sometimes big trades in the preseason too, where somebody signs somebody and you end up getting, like you said, get the full team that they start off the NFL season with.
Yeah, that's why we do that. All right, we're going to be, so far, what we're looking at, all Madden this year, 9-minute quarters. We did 9-minute quarters last year. Last year we started on all Madden, went to all pro. I don't think defense is going to be a problem this year. So as of right now, obviously things can change with updates and blah, 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 blah. But as of right now, we're going to be all Madden, 9 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday advance. Any comment on that, Trending? I haven't. No? No. All right, so the news for the NSL guys, first bit of news, tourney news. I'm going to need to know that you guys wanted the tourney. We're going to start it this Friday. And it'll be on our Monday, Wednesday, Friday advance. It's double elimination. I'll have it all set up and have that ready to go. So good luck to everybody. Obviously, our rules, I was in talks with another league to do a tourney, like a cross-league tourney, but they haven't gotten back to us. We set up a time to talk on live after we ironed out all the details, which I'm not even sure why we had to do that. But and then they didn't show up, and then they're supposed to show this Monday. They didn't show up, so me and Coach from negotiations that fell through. So whatever, we'll have our own NSL ASL tourney and see how things go from there. It'll be a good way for everybody to get that's new, especially in ASL. I highly recommend you join, even if you're not a competitive player, you're not going to win the tourney. Get used to the rules, play some people. I'm going to match up ASL versus NSL as much as possible. So you get to play quality players on both sides of the league, and hopefully you get used to some of what we're going to do in the league. So good luck with that. Obviously, no prize. Sorry. Well, I don't know. I don't like giving prizes for winning. It condones wrong.
Yeah, I can do a photo edit for whoever wins.
There we go.
Takes me a little bit of time. Your favorite player, you see me post them in the chat sometimes. Some of you ASL guys may have noticed I post a couple there. So that's just fun stuff for me. So yeah, top 2 players, whoever's in the championship game, both of them will get a free edit of their favorite NFL player.
And I don't know if you've seen Rabbit's edits, but they are really nice. He did our banner in NSL. He will do our banner in ASL whenever the players start playing. He can take some up because we use rookies for ASL, so we got to wait to get some gameplay with their jerseys on. So yeah, if you've seen his edits, they're really good. He created both of our logos. The NSL logo is probably the best simulation league logo I think I've seen a lot of them. I think it's bar none the best. Hands down. So good news with that. All right, everybody. Next thing, everybody asking. I've had 2 people message me so far telling me the no trade list is wrong. That's because it's last year's no trade list. I got a lot of things to do here. I spent a lot of the last 2 weeks. You can ask Rabbit on our web page. So we got both of those updated. We still got a bit of things to do on the ASL page. Still both pages actually. I'm still gonna add a Super Bowls button somewhere at the bottom, because to try and consolidate all those pictures we had on there, so it's not cluttering up the entire page. But we still want it prevalent where they can see our Super Bowl. So I think Rabbit's gonna work on a picture where the button's gonna link to the picture. It'll be a nice thing. So we're gonna add that. But ASL, we still need some work on the logos in certain areas. Point being, they're much better than they were last year after they fucked us and made them mobile friendly, even though I thought they were pretty mobile friendly already. That being said, I know some of you guys noticed in NSL I made a separate link. It's going to be trades and everything. I'm going to make one in ASL too. I just got to NSL first. And that'll have things like your trade form, no trade list, a link to the rules, link to our records, link to everything you need to know. It's going to be in that page. So a lot of the stuff that was on Daddy Leagues will now be just right in Discord with us. So, and again, it's not an ASL yet. It will be this week. The no trade list will be updated sometime this week. I need to get with Trending and Rabbit maybe and go through the teams like we do every year. It's actually a 2 to 3 hour process. It's not something I can just knock out like that. And I don't like for one person to be involved in that because you can be a little biased at a certain point. So I like to have at least some of the leaders of the league involved in that process. So, all right, go to the no trade. We did no trade list. Managing cap, that's another change this year that I've seen. The cap this year is much more realistic, as in prices. If you've been to franchise mode, I went into franchise. Usually, I don't even get into mediocre cap trouble until year 3 or 4, and that's after I trade for some stupidly high-priced free agent like Russell Wilson. This year, I'm gonna. This year, I'm gonna have to. I looked at the team. I'm gonna have to make some trades and adjustments just to sign Trey Waynes and Mackenzie Alexander back. So I'm gonna have to do some stuff right off the rip. So I ask that you guys be very cap conscious. You're required to have a 53-man team. There's no real debate to that by week 2 of the season. So I'm telling you right off the rip, it's not our responsibility to turn down trades because it fucks your cap. It's not our responsibility to make sure you didn't oversign people in free agency, or you got to make sure you're taking care of your cap. Look at the situations. If you don't understand fully the ramifications of what might happen, ask me or Rabbit Trending. There's so many people here to help I like to think I'm one of the better cap people. I helped Paul get out of some tough situations last year, as well as I think Diego I might have also helped. So come to somebody I understand, especially the way Madden cap works, if not the real NFL cap, but I completely understand where the money's going to go in Madden cap, and I can help you make sure that you're not messing up. But I will say with this year, it's very likely you're going to lose some top end players just because of the way it is. I probably will myself year 1 or 2. Vikings have a lot of 80s that get paid $10 million, and eventually that's not going to fly. All right, so let's go on. Managing staying. Let's go on to at the end of last year, NSL. We had a few people that stayed within the rules, but weren't within the spirit of the rules. If that makes any sense. When I say that is there's a limit to how much you can run. And yes, you're within that running limit, but you're also going into games and you're beating people down with the run and then passing late to make your numbers look better. You're running, and I understand being a run heavy team, but when you're a run heavy team and you're doing stuff just to get within the analytics at the end of games, that's not really what we're about here. It's not just that, but that's a good example that I saw. Pink was doing something very similar to that. He would get he got angry because we were like, "Hey, dude, you're running it 38 times a game. You passed it 12," and then he started throwing at the end of games So listen, guys, this is a sim league. If you want to win, if winning is what really matters to you, and you'll do it at any cost, that's what MUT's for, man. You can buy your way to wins and be cool, be the MUT champion or whatever. That's not what this sim league's about, man. We're here to play football like you see on Sundays. In order to do that, you have to lose sometimes. That's just the reality of it. Even you, Trending, you have to lose sometimes.
I know. I didn't go
right.
season only 2 wins. I think I went in every time 10-5, maybe 11-4 or 11-5, whatever it was.
Yeah, you're not one of our undefeateds. You just had, I think, you got a weak AFC. Yeah, you did get very lucky in one of those playoffs, if I remember right. But point being, you did win 3 Super Bowls, and I'm not saying anything about your game. I was just kind of making a joke there. But that being said, Rabbit, you wanna? I know that was something you might want to tie in on right there.
Yeah, definitely. Just reiterate what you're saying. People toe the line, and
I think we lost Rabbit there.
Yeah, I think we did.
No, we didn't get any of that, Rabbit. Go ahead. Toe the line is the last thing we heard.
Yeah, I was just saying that most people were toeing the line last year near the end, and just trying to get through. But we don't want to definitely not.
We lost you again, Rabbit. Trending. Why don't you go ahead?
That we
lost you again, Rabbit. But we'll go with Trending real quick.
I'm pretty sure he's getting across. The thing is, like, a lot of people, last year everybody knows Madden got real repetitive at the end of the year. The last 2 years or so, I think just like even you can notice in some people towards they start playing more and more of just getting to a win or just trying to get out of games. And it's like I've witnessed people run the ball, pass the ball all game, and then all of a sudden you look back and it's been 40 passes and 6 runs. Mm-hmm. I think even if you run the ball, you didn't have to run the ball once during a drive if you're going down with under a minute. But, if you're doing that every single drive, that's when you start to have problems.
Yeah, and that's a good example. Passing, especially this year, is going to be pretty overpowered, so you need to keep that passing in check. Another thing I saw I'd like to comment on is when the game's on the line, I've seen people get a little bit, and I understand the game's on the line, you're going to your clutch plays, but you're also, I've seen it where, the game's on the line in the Super Bowl. Rolling out. I felt pressure. Like, you ain't feel pressure all game there, homie. So stuff like that. Games on the line. Get your shit together. Play the way. Play to win. but play to win the right way. The sim league only works if everybody's on the same page. We're not going to all win Super Bowls every year. I doubt all. Actually, it was the worst Madden. I went to my first two and I won one, and I don't anticipate that happening again for a very long time. So it's up and downs. You're going to have good seasons. You're going to have bad seasons. I've been 3-13 before, and I've won a Super Bowl. It's just the luck of the draw. You can't always win. Play legit. Think of everybody else. Think of what you want from the league and what you need to do to contribute that to be part of this league and make it work to the league you want it. Because if you break the rules, and if we see you continuously doing that, then you're gonna have to find another league that has less rules, or not necessarily less rules, but less of a tight-knit community, less everything we offer. Nobody that's joined NSL has ever been like, this isn't the league for me. Everybody who's joined here is like, this is the best brand, this league has everything you want, a good community. And we do, and we work on that. Part of the reason we do is because everybody is on the same page on what we want, which is simulation Sunday football. So everybody agree with that?
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, I think like just know somebody's always watching. Somebody you play is gonna know and say something to somebody, and then you're gonna be under even tighter watch, and you won't even know it.
And to go right off of that, if somebody, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we're good now.
If someone gives you feedback, don't take it personally. There's so many times, especially in ASL with folks coming through, and we've got NSL players, one in each division, kind of like a supervisor, and you're going to play them. You're going to play other players, and if they want to give you feedback, take it, like a man, and not fly off the handle from the very get-go. Understand what they say and have a civil conversation about it, or just say, yeah, you're right. I did run too many tosses to the outside. I need to cut that back.
Nobody's perfect. You don't have to agree with what they're telling you. I want you, but be civil about it. Be respectful about what they're telling you. They're only doing what we're asking them to do, which is prepare you for NSL in the long run, so you can be a part of our simulation football league. This is our pastime. This is what we all do for fun. This is part of what we do. So with our lives, this is part of our enjoyment. So don't look at them like, hey, this dude's coming at me. Look at him like, hey, this dude wants me to be a part of the league. He's trying to help me out. If you don't agree with what they say, I'm not telling you to just take it. Come to one of us. Come to me or Rabbit. We can look at it ourselves. Our admins they're not admins, but our NSL guys in the division aren't always going to be right. I can tell you that from the rim. We've disagreed with them multiple times. But say, all right, man, I disagree with you. I understand where you're coming from. I'd like to take this to higher and see what they say. And they're going to be like, all right, man, whatever you want. But don't be like, well, you don't watch football then, or hey, you don't. That's not what you're trying to call me unsimple. They're not trying to do that. They're just trying to get you prepared to be a part of our community in the long run. So.
And if you do have an issue and you need to escalate, you either got to have stats or video. We can't have a he said, she said thing, Try to have stats, or if you can't stream the whole thing and maybe somebody's running the same play over and over or something like that, just record those plays and bring it to us. So if you can't resolve it yourself.
Yeah, that was going to get to that. If you want to complain about something, we had this a lot last year. It's actually not a really problem in NSL as much as it is ASL. And NSL is pretty much, I'd say, mostly got down the rules. But ASL, if you got something to you want to complain about, try and get evidence, please. You can, if you don't want to, we can listen to anything you have to say, even if you don't have evidence. Our hands are going to be tied with disciplining, but we'll take feedback from anything, so we can keep on the lookout for something in the future. But try and get evidence. Do the Xbox record that. Obviously, we don't expect everybody to stream their games like a lot of leagues, but get something. Bring something to the table if you can, and if you can't, just understand that there's not a lot we're going to be able to do if you are the first complaint on a certain thing, and you don't have anything but your word of mouth. So, all right.
Yeah, that was just a segue into ASL. We were heading into there for the next segment. So,
yeah. All right. One last thing for my NSL guys, then you can hop off, and then we got to go with this ASL. And I'm sorry this video is long. This is a Premier League. We like to think of ourselves as one of the top. We're in the top 20 of daddy leagues. We've been for 2 or 3 years now. I don't know. Everybody that says they want to be in a league this is the kind of league you want to be in, and this is the kind of commitment it requires. It's watching an hour-long video once a year on playing your games. So I'm sorry that you have to do, that I'm requiring you all to watch this. Try to get through it as fast as we can. All right, last thing for NSL guys, we're aware of the pinch buck blitz, but something, the 1 out of 3, 4, somebody's going to call it, that everyone online is using. I'm sure it's going to get patched. Don't let us see you. I understand if you're going to run it once, twice, 3 times a game. Don't let us see you using it all game long. Don't let it be part of your. It's a meta online. It's a meta in MUT. You want to do that? Go to MUT. Otherwise, mix up your play calling. So, anything y'all want to say about that? That's pretty standard. I'm just letting you guys know that we are aware it's an issue. Don't let us see you abusing it. Everybody good?
Well, I guess there's 3 different. I think 2 or 3 different blitzes out the same pattern.
There is.
So even if you're going to be use all 3 of them and only run it 2 times each year, that's 6 times. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and it's all out of 3-4 odd, and we're understanding. You should be trying to match the defense to the offense as much as possible. They come out, and I'm not saying every time. Sometimes you think if they're coming out in 2 halfback, 2 tight end sets on 3rd down, you don't have to 4-3 it because you think they're going to pass it. But, generally speaking, you want to try and match what they're coming out with. So if they're coming out with 3 wide receivers all game and you're sitting in 3-4 all game, that's not simulation football. No NFL. That theoretically you should get burned all game. And I think I've seen a little bit of that. It's better than last year where linebackers could cover the whole field. Even wide receivers. I've burned quite a few linebackers with Adam Thielen this year. So I don't know that it's going to be a huge issue as much in the past, but it is an issue. Keep that in mind. Try and match, again, when it means something, when it matters. Don't let them bait you into 5 wide receiver sets and on 1st down and you think they're going to run it. And you do whatever you got to do to defeat that play. But 3-4 the whole game isn't going to fly. All right, going on to the stuff we turn off and on. NSL guys ask this question every year. What do we have to turn off and on? I don't know why a lot of people think everything has to be off. What we require to be off, and this, to my knowledge, is not in Madden this year. I didn't see where you could turn it on. Last year they had the ball carrier moves automatic. I don't see them anymore, but if there is a way to turn them on, they have to be on manual. Other than that, we allow the defensive assist switch, the defensive ball hawk. We feel like all of them, any of that is fine. We allow that on. We feel like it helps, especially this year. You're tackling so hard. Do what you want to do.
Coach mode is always off, but I mean that's nobody really plays with that because your quarterback will throw it without you doing anything. But
don't keep going with that. Yeah, that's more of a help you thing. Hopefully Madden doesn't turn it on us again for no damn reason. So that's for NSL and ASL if you're still watching. The only thing that has to be off is ball carrier moves. Everything else is fine. That's what we allow in the league. Activity. Now we're getting to the ASL front. If NSL guys leave, all right, that's fine. So first off, ASL trending. I think we've already explained who you are. You're the owner of ASL. We got rid of that. They said any issues, go to him, me, or that. We've been through that. Activity, please. This is, again, everybody thinks they want to be in a sim league, and then we get in here and we see so many times people don't have the activity to be in a sim league. They don't have the ability to take feedback to be in a sim league. So play your games. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We require 3 games a week. I think we have a very liberal schedule. I've seen some leagues 48-hour advances on a dime. We give you the weekend to get 1 game in. I think our schedule benefits working and school people more than most every other league I've been a part of. During holidays, we give you a little extra time if need be. We understand a lot of those people in here are grown people with families. So our schedule reflects that, I think, pretty well. That being said, we need activity. You need to be available. And if one of you need to hit up the other opponent within 24 hours of advance. If you don't, we take that as both of you not playing the game. So you can't come at me 2 hours before advance and be like, hey, I just texted him today and answer. It's like, well, you texted him 2 hours ago. How's that? Well, not giving him time to respond to you. It sounds like both of you dropped the ball. So you need to respond within, you need to hands message each other within 24 hours. Set up a time. If your availability is 1 hour in a 2-day window or 3-day window, that's probably going to give you a loss. So you gotta.
I'm sorry,
John.
Sounds like
said,
you
this is
had
about
about
time
15.
moving around and a little bit of going to stuff. Early to get the Madden game done. Everybody's significant other in here. I have. Well, I'm sorry, man.
No, it was just you're real slow. I think you're just maybe now catching up.
I've only had like 2. I'm tired. I
Just a
woke up early
connection
today.
issue.
But am I wrong on that though?
No, you're not wrong at all, man. And like you said, it's just
Oh,
reach out to your opponent. You
my
know,
bad. Well, go ahead.
reach out to your opponent, and that's the biggest thing. If you guys don't reach out within the first day, it's going to be a sim. Try to come to an agreement. If somebody can't play, and let an
Go
admin
ahead
and an owner know. So that's the biggest thing. We don't want to chase down games like we did last year. Just be sure you let somebody know what the deal with the game is.
There it is.
Yep. I'd also say the easiest thing to do is when you see there's been an advance, or even like if you're on Xbox and you're on Madden, just check who you have the next week and just send them a message. Be like, hey,
trending, you'll be in charge. Yeah, Daddy Leagues has a schedule. You can look at it very easily. All right, so we've been over how to complain. We've been over activity. Last couple things in ASL, some rules. I'd say these are our 2 biggest rules that are not in any other league, or quarterback rules might be, but we allow 1 hot route per offensive play. That means you can only change the route of 1 person. That excludes changing people into blocking route, and that excludes, what do they call it, the smart route?
Smart route, yeah.
Yeah. So you can smart route anybody. You can block anybody. You can only change 1 play, though. You can't change a running back to a real route if he was blocking, and then wide receiver to a streak or something like that. 1 play. That excludes putting people into blocking or smart routing anybody. You can do those 2 to your desire, but the other 2 things have to be, it's only 1. We feel like that keeps people from creating their own plays and running the same thing over and over again, because you can have a play that looks like one thing, but you're running the same concept, same hot route every play. So 1 hot route per game. Hopefully Madden has it so we can turn it on so everybody can see the plays again like last year, because it's going to be a little harder to judge if we don't. But everybody pretty much followed the rules last year, and obviously if you get caught doing that, and you're watching this video because you have to, so I'm going to assume the rule is to not do it. So if you get caught doing it, I mean, we're going to have to take that as cheating, and anything in ASL we consider cheating is a terminable offense. We'll work with you on a lot of stuff. Cheating, if we find you using custom playbooks, anything we find you using YouTube tutorial, like YouTube videos, not necessarily YouTube videos, but ebooks. If you're buying, we find out, and we've caught people using this and doing this, so that's why we're telling you these things. There's always a trail. There's always, if you're going to cheat, eventually you always get caught. So cheaters in ASL, NSL even, because usually it's NSL the cheaters are where people get most caught. Don't do it.
we kicked 1 out in the Super Bowl last year in NSL.
Oh yeah. He caught himself streaming. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, and that was a pain in the ass. But you know what? We did what we had to do. We got our Super Bowls. We did the thing. And last but not least, quarterback rules, the rollout rules. I don't see any reason to change them. We reevaluate them every year. Hopefully, there's a year we don't have to have quarterback rules. That year is not this year. Offensive line play is still bad, and with the new X factors, the quarterbacks can take off like a banshee. So, go ahead and make sure y'all understand the rules. You can hike it, and on a regular hike, you can take off, and you either get pressure, and that means somebody's either close to you or broken free. We know what pressure looks like. Or you can take off at any time between the tackles. So if you want to hike it, there's no one open, you're like, well, what do I do? I'm not just a quarterback, would just stand here. We'll take it off up the gut then. We feel like that gives the defense a little bit better of a chance to actually tackle you and not just, get rolled out and then throw it. That being said, the one play we do allow running to the outside are any designed quarterback rollouts, and there's a few of them. So most of them are play action rollouts. So any sort of play action rollout where you're automatically in motion with the running, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do on that play. Throw it, run it, bring however you want to feel like doing it. So I think that's it. And we got it. Looks like it was only 45 minutes. I'm sorry that this is long, and I'm sorry. I hope you ASL guys actually watch this. I know some of you probably aren't, and you're going to tell me you did anyways. I think that would be really detrimental. I hope the ones that are watching this are watching this. So like I said, before I go, I'll say my little spiel. Like I said 2 times in this thing already, this is what you want. Everybody says they want to be in a sim league. This is the kind of sim league you want. You can ask anybody. I put a lot of time, blood, sweat, effort into this league. And we me and Rabbit last year, and trending will find out this year. It's not fun. How many we had we upgrade the progression to make players more realistic until they're older in age. I don't even think I mentioned that. That's something you guys are going to figure out till they're 32. So we fixed that, and I looked at it this year, and it looks like it'll probably still something we're going to want to do, especially at least maybe from 20 to 30, because 28-year-olds losing shit is crazy. And that takes 3-4 hours a top. We haven't decided what we're going to do about draft classes yet. But last year I spent probably 20 hours a cycle just trying to get these draft classes right, getting people that everybody kept sending names to me. So I had to research every single name, create that player, and watch their highlight video and create them off of that. We do a lot of stuff. Everybody in the league is a family. A lot of the people in NSL in particular, I've known for quite a long time. Jug, I've known for 10 years. He's an ASL. He dropped out of 19, but he's back and he's an ASL. So if anybody sees him in ASL, me and him have been playing in leagues together for over 10 years. Rabbit, I've been 5-6 years. Trending was 3 or 4, but he's part of the league now. He's actually a call-up from ASL, if I remember correctly. Weren't you in ASL originally there, Trent?
He was.
Oh, yeah.
He's a graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
heading it all up.
Yeah, so yeah. So if you want to be in a sim league, we're going to give you all the tools you can to be a part of this. All we're asking you for is to play your games first and foremost, and try and be a part of the community. Try and join these podcasts. It's not only NSL's people that need to be in these podcasts. If you're in the podcast as an ASL guy every week, if you're playing your games, if you're at sim, you're going to get called up really quickly. Bumping people that have been waiting forever, that are winning Super Bowls. I think one dude quit on us because he won a Super Bowl, and I called up an 0-16 dude. But the 0-16 dude never had a single complaint. The 0-16 dude was in the chat constantly. I think he joined a few podcasts. And what are my options here? Call up a dude that's really good, or call up a dude that fits everything that we involved. And the option was a no-brainer. He was like, just because you won a Super Bowl, that doesn't mean anything to me. Congratulations, you got a banner in ASL. That's nice for you, but you're not going to be a part of NSL like that. You got to be, the other dude was never in the chat. He just played his games and won Super Bowl, got a few complaints, so it was harder for him to get caught up. So, like I said, just if you want to be a part of Sim League, this is it. This is not we're not like all the other leagues. I've seen so many leagues like starting up. If you want to be a part, we got 12 teams. We're not any of that. We know exactly what we're doing. We've done this. This is our 5th or 6th. I don't know how many years we've been doing the total. Probably like 10. NSL is 5 years old now. I think maybe 4 or 5. ASL's 4. Yeah, we've been doing it so long. We've started up a league every year. It goes without saying we do it the right way. And I know it takes a while, and I know a lot of people are starting up leagues immediately. We don't think that's the best way to do it. And the way we're doing it is the best way to do it. So like I said, I know it sucks to watch this hour-long video. I know it sucks to listen to me harping on this. I know it sucks to go through a lot of the hoops we're going through. But it is. Oh, one last thing. Position changes. I'll add that in. No, I'll just add that in because it's too late in the video. For anybody watching ASL still, Rabbit, go ahead. Give your little spiel.
Yeah, just want to welcome everybody to ASL. Excited to see what the new management team's going to do. Be looking forward to seeing all you guys' banter and the chat. And the main thing is just have fun. So go out there, play a sim game, and let us know how things are doing. If you guys have ideas on how things might be better, we're always ears for that. Don't ever think that we're going to shoot you down. We may not agree with you, but we'll definitely listen to you. And you're not I was gonna say you're not doing too bad on time. We've only been recording 36 minutes, so.
Oh, good, perfect. Hey, now there's no reason for you guys. So if that's the case, you only been recording 36 minutes. So let me go ahead and add something. Position changes. Position changes. If you're going from any position changes need to be thrown to the admin. ASL, NSL know this, including if you're in 4-3 or 3-4. If you want to switch what you're doing, you got to send us a whole list of all your changes, especially this year. If you change X factors to a different position, it changes their X factor ability. So that changes about everything we want to do. So we're not saying you can't do it. You got to give us the heads up. We got to okay it. And we're going to have to go through the steps where I can give those people their correct X factors, which I should be able to edit. So any position changes, let us know, except for offensive line or strong safety to free safety. Pretty much those two things are good. Everything else I need to know. All right, trending before we go, ASL, you're a furious leader. Give us the pep talk. What's going on this year?
Honestly, like the biggest thing is when I joined, I didn't even know what a sim league was. I was on Reddit one day, picked out I wanted like join the league to play Madden because I enjoyed playing it. Played Rabbit for one game, and it was like ever since then I've been like teach. It was open years. I was always like having somebody teach me this. Always like even trying to pick up games every once in a while. We've got the tab over there right now for everybody to play games. If you're playing people that have been in NSL for as long as I have or as long as they have, they'll be able to teach you a few things, give you a few pointers, and sooner or later you start figuring out that it's more fun to play that way, and like you can beat pretty much anybody. Even if people are trying to cheese you, you're still going to beat them because you know a football philosophy.
Sim League players, I think, have a better advantage beating a lot of cheese players because we aren't tied to one play. We aren't tied to one thing. We learn to make adjustments quicker than most players. Obviously, we're not the MUT championship guys, but the general cheese, I think sim players have a much better advantage stopping. So, all right, I think that's about it. We gave you our spiel. I really hope you guys watch this video. I'm going to send them out. Hopefully this is Skype, so we got to upload it. Hopefully I can get this done tonight, get it out there, and I'm going to request that everybody tell me back they saw it. I hope you guys really watch it, and any questions you have, feel free to ask. So everything. All right, guys, that's it. All right, Charlie, go ahead and stop recording us.